blanket under your hips, okay? So go ahead and go lower down. You can lift your hips up and then you can kind of find, my pillow is like a little big, so I'm actually gonna have it lower, like towards like where my pants hit my waistline down, okay? So it's not as far up my back, but if that adjustment doesn't feel good, you feel free to move it around if you need to, okay? And you can start here at first with your knees bent. Okay, and then as you kind of get settled in, if it starts to feel okay, you can straighten your legs out onto your mat, okay? So just coming into like a really gentle hip opener to start off with, okay? I do realize that like, as we do like leg openers, like hip openers, it also starts to become a little bit of a back bend too, right? But I want us to send our focus more into the front of our hips rather than like, I'm in this bendy back banana pose, okay? So if it's starting to feel like too bendy in the back, you just adjust your block or your pillow as needed so it feels more about the hips, okay? Again, it's pretty gentle. We just want to send our focus to the front of our body opening up, okay? So take a few deep inhales in through your nose here, and then a few exhales out through the mouth. Inhaling in, big exhale out through the mouth. Let's take one more just like that. Inhaling in, fill up, expand the ribs, the lungs. Keep all of that space as you exhale out. And when you feel ready, you can start to find just the rhythm of your breath. Maybe breathing in and out through your nose. Just starting to find, again, like that wave-like quality, not just in like the sound, but also just like in the rhythm, right? Your breath's going in and out, nice and even. Allowing yourself to arrive on your mat. You are here with your body, with your breath. Staying for just a few more moments here. Okay, and then we'll start to bend the knees, just planting your feet back onto the mat, just nice and slow. Okay, pause for a moment. Lift the hips up and then just slide your pillow just out of the way. Okay, and then re-extend your legs back out on your mat. Okay, having your legs about as wide as your mat. Okay, arms can stay, on your ribs or out to the side. Just take a moment just to notice like how your body feels on the ground without the pillow underneath you. Okay, and we're going to take the right foot, okay, and we're going to circle the ankle in towards our midline. And as we circle the right foot in and around, our leg is going to slowly start to close in. And after, maybe like a few circles with the ankle, our legs will eventually come together to the left side of our mat, okay? So just go slow, it doesn't have to be quick, okay? You're just kind of pointing your toes inward to circle around, so we're circling in, and that should bring your right leg over to your left side, okay? And it might take, 10 circles, 5 circles, everyone's gonna be a little bit different. And once your right leg joins your left, you're gonna cross that right ankle over your left, okay? I'm going to interlace my hands behind my head here. I'm gonna lift my head and my neck and my shoulders up, and I'm gonna lean a little bit more over to the left. And if this is too much on your shoulders, you're welcome to free up the arms here. I just like to, imagine I'm sunbathing here. Okay, so it feels really like nice in my chest opening as I'm side bending to the left. Okay. Yeah, any arm variation is welcome. Okay, so just breathe into that right side body. Nice full deep inhales in. Nice big exhales out. I'm going to take my torso, I'm going to center it back out onto the mat. Okay. I'm going to unwind my legs. I'm going to keep my right leg right next to my left leg. And then I'm going to circle my ankle out and around to help open my right leg back out to the outside of my mat. Okay, so it's just like my ankle circles are helping guide my leg over to the outer edge of our mat. Okay, yeah. Okay, good. I know this is like a little bit of a different one for us. Okay, good. And then, shake it out if you need to. And then we're just going to go straight to the other side. So our left ankle is going to circle in towards the midline. So we're going to circle in, and that's going to help guide our left leg over to the right leg, to the right side of the mat. And again, just go slow here. Sometimes it takes a few circles to kind of get that leg to start to move in towards the midline. Good. And then once your left leg meets your right, you'll cross your ankle up and over. Good. Hands behind the head to lift up, to lean a little bit more over to the right. And again, any arm variation here. Just breathing, softening into that side body stretch. Breathing through the left side of the body, the rib cage. This on this side, like between my ribs and my hip, it's really tight. So I'm breathing all the way into those nooks and crannies here. Let's take just a few more deep breaths. Recentering your torso, so bringing your head and shoulders squared off with the mat, and then releasing the left leg right next to the right. And then we're going to circle our ankle out away from us to help open the left leg out, coming back into like that X position as we circle the ankle to open the left leg out to the outside of the mat. Take your time. One side is always a little bit more coordinated than the other, okay, and that's okay. And then once it arrives, go ahead and shake your legs out. Awesome. We'll bend the knees, again, planting the feet back down onto the ground. And then just taking our legs just gently into one leg at a time into tabletop. So right leg lifts and lowers down, left leg lifts and lowers. And just marching back and forth here, just to start to engage the abdominals. And again, this is all meant to support the low back and the hips, okay? So not the craziest ab workout, okay? But it's deep, okay? It's strong abdominal muscles, just lifting our legs up here, back and forth. Okay, let's do about 2 more on each side. Okay, awesome. Taking the right ankle over the left knee, and then pressing the heels of your hands into the creases of your hips here, just to find a little bit of traction through your low back, a little traction through the hips, feeling that resistance as you press both hips away, finding some space here. Good, and then you're welcome to stay here, or if you'd like, you can start to interlace the hands around the left hamstring or the left shin bone, coming into figure 4 glute stretch. And of course, I'm gonna invite a little bit of movement here. I'm gonna shift a little bit from side to side, just so I start to get some different angles in the outer right glute. Okay, yeah, and you're welcome to make these small or big. Again, just protecting the right knee by flexing the right toes and foot. Yeah, good. Okay, gently release your hands, ground the left foot down, keep the shape of your legs. Okay, we're gonna let the legs fall over to the left. Okay, arms can reach out to the sides here, hanging out in this little twist. Okay, if it feels okay, left hand can grab your right ankle. Okay, if that feels okay. If not, just leave your arms where they are, or you can always bring that right hand to press your right femur bone away as well too. So you kind of have options to kind of press the right leg away if that feels good, or you can make this all about like the chest opening, softening. The knee does not have to be perfectly up towards the sky. We're just kind of striving to keep that like same position, like figure 4, just like tilted. Okay. Let's stay for another breath. Okay, so inhale in. Exhale, now we're going to soften the right knee down towards the ground. So we start to come into like a little stag twist here. Okay, and again, if this feels okay, stay here. You're welcome to stack the knees. So you can always bring that left leg up to stack. Otherwise, we're going to just stay here, twisting it out. And it's crazy how just like that small angle change of like the knee up versus down changes the like entire posture, right? Like it's a totally different stretch. Gently, we're going to come back to the center. And again, however you want to do this, just slowly come back, gather your knees back in, slowly making your way back to center here. Okay, left ankle over the right knee. Energetically pressing the left knee away. You can press the heels of your hands into your upper thigh bones, your femur bones. Again, finding a little bit of resistance, a little bit of traction. Staying here, or when you're ready, folding the legs in for figure 4 glute stretch. And again, inviting any movement is always welcome. Releasing the hands, right foot grounds, keeping the shape of your legs, let everything fall to the right. Good, arms reach out nice and wide. Good, and again, any arm variation here, grabbing the ankle with your right hand, pressing the left femur bone away, right? Any version of this is welcome. You can make it as relaxing, or if you want to add resistance, you're welcome to do that. Good, and then just breathe here. And again, just observing like where you feel anything in this posture, in this direction of the left knee up towards the ceiling. Okay, just kind of observing where you're feeling it. Okay, and then a few more deep breaths here. And we'll change it up to the twist to see how that feels and changes things. Inhaling in. On your exhale, you'll gently start to drop the left knee down towards the ground. Okay, it's probably not going to touch the ground, but just the direction of it pointing up towards the sky, and we'll just kind of point it down. Good. Good, and then just breathe here. Take a nice big deep inhale in. Exhaling, gently releasing, coming back to the center. Awesome, you guys, really nice. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and hug this right knee into your chest. Okay, extending the left leg out nice and long. Just holding here, breathing here. And I'm gonna slowly extend the left leg back up towards the sky. Okay, so I'm actually feeling really tight today. So I'm going to actually bend the left knee back in so I feel a little bit more supported, okay? And then I'm gonna just extend my right leg up towards the sky, okay? So your choice to have the left leg straight or bent. Okay, and then before we get into like super deep hamstring stretch or anything, okay, we're just gonna flex and point through the ankle. Okay, so we're gonna make this one a little bit more active here at first. Okay, and then let's add some circles. So just circle the ankle like 3 or 4 times in one direction. Good, and then circling the ankle again about 3 or 4 times in the opposite direction. Okay, good. And then we're gonna release the hands, arms down by your side, and then really imagining flexing your toes and you're holding the ceiling up with your foot. We're gonna bend the right knee, and again, catching the ceiling, and then we're gonna press the leg to straighten and point the toes. Okay, so we're gonna flex the foot and ankle, knee bends, catching the ceiling, and then straightening the leg and pointing the toes. Good. Bend and flexing. Again, this is really small movement, pointing the toes. Good. Let's do that 2 more times. Last one. Good. And straighten. Give your leg a nice little shake. Okay, and then just 5 little kicks here. Okay, so we're gonna lower the leg down and kick it back up for 1. Kicking for 2, good, 3, 4, and 5, awesome. And again, just give that leg a nice little shake and we'll switch sides, okay? Left knee to your chest, right leg can extend out, and then again, just holding here, breathing here, softening the shoulders down. And then when you're ready, we'll go ahead and extend the left leg up towards the sky. And again, right leg can stay straight or it can bend, okay? Good. Little baby hamstring stretch here before we get into it a little bit deeper here. But let's go ahead and flex and point through the ankle. I've got lots of cracks today. Good. Flexing and pointing. Awesome. Okay, good. And again, about 3 or 4 circles of the ankle in one direction. Then we'll reverse. Great. Releasing your arms down. Okay, flexing through your foot. Okay, and then we're just going to gently bend the left knee. So catching the ceiling with our foot and leg, and then pressing it away, straightening the knee, pointing the toes. Good. We're just going to do 5 of these. Okay, about 5. Good. Bending and flexing and straightening. Good. Getting our quad to activate, hamstring, little core also. Good. Last one. Awesome. Shake the leg out. Okay. And then we got our 5 little kicks here. Again, nice little hamstring strengthener. Okay. So lowering the leg down and kicking up for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Shaking the leg out. Good. Straightening the legs out, arms up over your head. Give yourself a nice big stretch here. Good. Gathering the knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Okay. And then let's roll over onto our left side. Oh, all right. Slowly coming on up. We're going to stay on this left side. Okay, so I'm going to set myself up here so that I'm on my forearm. Okay. And my elbow's under my shoulder here, okay? And then I'm propped up on this left side, and my knees, we're going to move them back so they're in line with your hips, okay? Good. Yeah, so we're coming kind of like into our little seal pose here, okay? Good. Okay, so this is the pose. Knees are in line with the hips. Right hand can be right in front of you, and then just moving your head, kind of back in line a little bit here, and then just finding some softness through this left side. Okay. Knees can stay bent, or you can start to straighten the legs out. Okay, and I'm gonna flex through my feet. So everything's just in one nice long line, like I was in mountain pose, okay? But this is like our side banana stretch, okay? So let's just breathe here. You can find some softness through the left side, right? So not slumping down, okay? We still wanna keep really strong through this left side, but it's all about the left side body feeling a nice big stretch here, okay? Good, so just breathe a few more deep breaths. Good, everyone. A few more deep breaths, a few more seconds. Okay, we're just gonna bend the knees, okay? And we're just gonna switch straight over to the other side, okay? So you're welcome, to turn around. It's gonna stay to face you all here, okay? Okay, so propping up onto the right forearm. Good. Setting up on the right side here. And then again, bumping those knees back so they're in line with your hips. Okay, I know this can be kind of like the wobbly part, okay? And then again, staying here with the knees bent, or you can begin to straighten the legs. I'm gonna flex through my feet just to make it a little bit more active. Good. And then just breathing our little side banana stretch. Good, up on our forearm here. Good. More deep breaths. Great. Go ahead and bend the knees. Okay, slowly come on up. We're gonna make our way up into tabletop. Good. As you make your way onto your hands and knees, gently just start to make your way in and out of cat and cow. Thanks, everyone. Really good. Okay, and then let's go ahead and come right away into downward facing dog. Okay, so I don't really have like too many downward dogs planned or vinyasas. Okay, so you're welcome to come into downward dog, or you can also come into a child's pose as well to kind of just check out how you're feeling. Okay, for today. Okay, so we'll go ahead and stretch the right leg up towards the sky. So again, if you're choosing to be on your knees, you can just reach that right leg back. Good, then we're gonna come into pigeon pose. Okay, so right knee comes towards the right wrist, bumping the hips back. And again, this is where you wanna use a pillow under your right hip, you're more than welcome to, or under your chest. That is fine as well too. Okay, so we're gonna come right away into pigeon, okay? And I just want you to notice, like after doing figure 4 and a little bit of twisting, like how does your pigeon feel? Is it like super stiff? Are you feeling really tight? You're like, whoa, this feels so early in the practice to do pigeon. Kind of chime into like all those things that are coming up for you, okay? And then I just want you to breathe through it, okay? Find nice, soft, deep breaths. Okay, you do not have to come up onto your forms. You can stay up on your hands. Okay. We're gonna take our time getting our right glute to open up here, okay? Just breathing, enjoying your stretchy time. Taking nice cleansing breaths out through the mouth when you need to. And you can always come back, to those wave-like breaths when you're ready. What's changing? What's staying the same? Final deep breaths here. Fill up. Find a little bit more release. Take your time. Okay, start to walk your hands back under your shoulders. And then we're gonna take our time, we're gonna make our way back into tabletop, child's pose, downward facing dog, okay? Anything you'd like to do here. Great, and then we're just gonna move to the second side, okay? So if you're in downward dog, lift that left leg up towards the sky. Otherwise, just reach the left leg back. Okay. Left knee towards your left wrist. Coming into pigeon pose on this left side. Bumping the hips back. Okay, and then, maybe that first side you didn't need to use the prop, but maybe this side you do. Okay, kind of just check in with your hips. Okay, get settled, allow this left side to catch up. Okay, and then finding that nice full deep breath just into the nose and out. Allowing yourself to let go. Allowing yourself to release. Breathe. Noticing again what's changing, what's staying the same, what's evolving, and what's not evolving. Last final breaths here. Breathe a little bit deeper. Find a little more space. You can Slowly start to walk your hands back in, nice and slow. Good. Rising on up. And again, you can make your way into whatever you like, downward dog, child's pose, tabletop, little cat and cow, anything goes, all right? Okay, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna meet in Sphinx pose, okay? So take your time however you wanna get there, please, by all means. Chaturanga, you can worm down, it does not matter, okay? We're just gonna meet in Sphinx pose. So elbows and forearms down, okay? I'm letting my legs be a little bit wider than hip distance. So I'm letting them be about as wide as my mat. Okay, I'm gonna ground down through my forearms, lift up through my chest. Okay, I'm gonna soften my tush just a little bit, okay? So I'm not like gripping. I wanna find some softness here in this back bend, okay? And we're gonna hold this maybe a little bit longer than usual, okay? So you can walk your elbows forward. If it starts to get too much in the low back, you can always lower down on to your hands, okay? But kind of stay in this nice big chest opener as much as you can, okay? Okay, and then just breathe. I invite you to close your eyes if that feels good. Okay. Is your breath changing? Is your energy changing? Do you have to use more energy to stay upright? So can you use less energy? Can you find softness in those areas that feel like are being overworked or straining? Final deep breath in here, inhale in. Exhale, gently release down, lowering your forehead down onto your hands here. Go ahead and bend your knees. We'll do little window wipers, just shifting around from side to side. Great. Straighten the legs back out. Right knee is going to move to the outside of your mat. Okay, so we're gonna be on the inside of our right inner thigh and knee. Okay, so here's our little frog pose. Okay, just staying here for just a moment. Okay, we're gonna make this about the quad stretch, okay? So I'm gonna roll over just a little bit onto my left side. So I'm really just kind of propping myself up with my left hand, okay? So I'm a little sideways, my hip kind of came back just a little bit, and then I'm gonna bend my, what leg is this? My left leg, okay? With my right hand, I'm gonna grab my foot, okay? Yeah, so I'm in like this external rotation through the right hip. But again, I'm trying to make it more about the quad stretch here, okay? You can stay propped up on your left hand, okay? Or you can even bring your forehead down to the mat, whatever feels good, okay? Specifically, I think you're gonna feel it more like in the right knee a little bit. So if it's too much on that right knee, you kind of lay back onto your left side, that's totally fine, okay? I'm gonna do a couple different versions here just so you can peek up if you need to. So right now I'm on kind of on my left ribs, propped up on my left hand and elbow, and I'm grabbing my foot for the quad stretch, okay? It looks more pretzel-y than it is, right? Good. And surprisingly, an enjoyable quad stretch. Okay, just a few more deep breaths here. Inhale in, exhale, slowly release. Okay, we're gonna reach that right leg back towards the left, and then we'll just move to the other side. So left knee to the outside of the mat. Okay, so here's our little froggy pose, half frog pose. I'm going to bend my right knee. I'm going to gently grab it with my left hand. Okay. Again, keeping your focus down, or you can prop up a little bit on the side here. on your right side, just a little bit, okay? Yeah. And just making this about the quads, the hips. A few more deep breaths. And again, you're welcome to kind of ease in and out of both versions with head down or head on to the side. Take a nice big deep inhale in, exhale, slowly release. Coming back onto your tummy, nice and slow. Okay. Planting the hands under the shoulders. Okay, we're gonna prop back up into tabletop, okay? So we're gonna press on up, nice and gentle. Good, okay, and then we're gonna make our way into downward facing dog, or again, you're welcome to stay in tabletop, okay? Good, so just 3 deep breaths, whatever you're choosing. Inhale in. Good, exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. Good, last one, inhaling in. Exhaling out. Right leg is going to step forward in between your hands. Okay. Yes, very nice, everyone, okay? Dip the hips, roll the shoulders. Okay, we're gonna ground through the left hand, okay? Right knee and foot is gonna move gently just to the right. I'm gonna spin to the outside of my left pinky toe, the outside of my left foot, okay? So I'm making this, pretty active. So I'm really pressing my hips up towards the sky. Right hand can stay on your knee, or you can reach this right arm up and over. Okay, so we're kind of putting it all together. Hip opener, side body banana stretch. Okay, you can also do this on your forearm if your wrists are bothering you as well. Good. Breathe here, lift those hips up a little bit higher. Take a nice big deep inhale in. Exhaling slowly, try to square yourself back off again, okay, coming into that high lunge. Just pause for a moment. Okay, let's straighten the right leg. Wide leg pyramid pose. Again, we're just doing this kind of briefly here, just to pass through, okay? Right knee bends, we're going to step back, downward dog, child's pose, tabletop, okay, whatever version you'd like to take, okay? And we're just gonna go straight to the second side, okay? Left foot steps forward in between the hands. All right, dip the hips, roll the shoulders, lift the chest and the heart. Round through this right hand. So I have my right hand right under my shoulder. So I can rotate my left toes and knee out to the left. I'm gonna spin onto those right toes, or excuse me, the outside of my right foot. Oh my gosh, okay, hips lift up nice and high. Good, and then again, left arm can reach up and over for that nice big side bend. Glute stretch. Good. Breathing here, holding here. Nice big active openers. Good. Inhaling in, exhaling, slowly release the hands, square back off, coming back through your high lunge. We're going to straighten the left leg, wide leg pyramid pose. Good, and again, we're just kind of passing through here. Okay, let's go ahead and bend the left knee, stepping back again, downward facing dog. Okay, tabletop, child's pose. Good, just breathe. Knees lower down. We're going to make our way onto our backs. Okay, this is where I'm going to grab my strap. Okay, for some deep hamstring stretches. Okay. Okay, so gently just make your way down. Ooh. All right, yeah, maybe shake it out a little bit, straighten those legs and arms up over your head. Kind of notice how you feel. Okay, great. And again, I was saying earlier, I'm pretty sore today. So lots of versions that we can take to, help us feel supportive if you're in the same boat as me. Okay. So we're going to start by, with our knees bent, we're gonna reach the right leg up towards the sky. And again, this is where you can use your strap or you don't have to. Okay, you can interlace your hands around your hamstring here. Okay. And again, you can kind of check out, so notice just to see how you're feeling. Okay, left leg can stay bent. You can creepy crawl it out a little bit, so it's like semi-bent, semi-straight. A little in between is fine as well too. Or you can lengthen the left leg all the way onto the mat. Okay, so you can kind of play with whatever angle you like to use here. Okay, and then let's start by really flexing the toes back. So I'm using the strap to really press into the ball mount of my right foot. So I get a nice stretch through my right calf and my ankle, and then also in the hamstring as well too, okay? Good, so just breathe here. Soften the shoulders. Deepen your breath. And if you're using a strap or a scarf, okay, dog leash, okay, we're gonna take this strap into the right hand. I'm gonna bring my left hand onto my hip, or left hand can move to the left side for stabilizing, okay? And I'm just gonna tick-tock my leg to my right foot goes to like my right shoulder, and then it tick-tocks over just to my left shoulder. So I'm just gonna go back and forth here. Really small rocking, just back and forth. My pelvis is staying on the ground. My low back is on the ground, just tick-tocking my leg back and forth from shoulder to shoulder. Okay. And then once this starts to feel like, oh, I'm starting to loosen up a little bit, okay, you can start to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so maybe your right leg goes past your right shoulder. Maybe it comes past the left shoulder that your right hip lifts up off the mat. Okay, so you can start to rock a little bit. Again, you might move a little slower, okay, than one of the smaller ones. Okay, and we're gonna let this rocking open up, pretty wide here. So you're coming into like fallen triangle. Okay. Nice open triangle. Good. So you're kind of going back and forth here. Okay. And as I'm moving a little bit bigger, I can actually straighten my left leg a little bit more. It feels a little bit better and a little bit more warmed up. Okay. Yeah, so this is where our back can come off the ground, our hips can come off the ground. Just keep going back and forth like this just a few more times. Okay, and then the next time your right leg is over to the left, we're gonna pause with it all the way over across the body. Okay, so we're in this nice big twisted triangle pose. Okay, you can release your strap and you can let your palms turn up towards the sky. If you would like to, you can take that bottom leg, I guess both legs are straight, but the bottom leg, you can bend it. Okay, you can come into like a little quad stretch here. Okay, this should remind you of like half split. If we were to like prop this up if we were kneeling on our left knee, right leg is straight, right? There's our half split. Okay. Again, totally different perspective when we're on our back, right, on the ground doing it. It feels like totally different. Like I don't feel a quad stretch when I do the hamstring stretch, right? But here I'm feeling it in the right hamstring and then the left quad. Okay, so just changing our perspective with our postures today. Okay, let's stay for just another deep inhale in, exhale, let's slowly release the hand and foot. We'll bend the right knee in, we'll gently make our way onto our back. Okay. And then you can extend the right leg out nice and long on the mat. Okay. Just pause for a moment, little baby shavasana, just noticing how that whole right side feels. Like how does the right glute feel, the right hamstring, behind the knee, the calf, the ankle, even the toes. And then we'll take our time and we're gonna move into the left side. Okay, so you can bend your knees. We'll take the strap around the left foot, coming into just like a nice pure straight hamstring stretch here. Again, really thinking about flexing the foot back, the ankle back, so we get a stretch through the calf as well. And again, right knee can stay bent, or you can lengthen the right leg down, whatever feels best for you. Any more deep breaths here. Okay, and then again, I'm going to take my strap into my left hand for these small TikToks. I didn't talk about this on the first side. Okay, so I'm just going to let this TikTok to my left shoulder and then my right shoulder. So again, these little TikToks are a little bit smaller. Okay, just to start to loosen up the leg. And then when I start to move bigger, I'm actually moving the strap from hand to hand. That's something I forgot to say on that first side. Okay, so it's fine if you kept it in the left hand the whole time, it's totally fine. Okay, but if it feels better for you to start to like kind of switch hands, okay, that's fine. Okay, I find it, I have a little bit more control when I switch my hands. Okay, but these first small ones, nice to do with the left hand. But then as I start to open up, good, then you can start to switch out your hands. Okay, good. So again, just starting those TikToks to go a little bit bigger, a little bit wider. Okay, letting the hip lift, the low back come up off the mat. And then again, maybe as you start to open up, maybe that right leg can straighten. Kind of going into a nice big twist. Fallen triangle pose, just kind of going back and forth here. I guess it's kind of like flossing for the hips as well too, right? Like we do for our shoulders. Nice little floss for the hips and for the low back. For me personally, I'm really feeling like a nice release through the low back. Take your time, there's no rush. And the next time your left leg is over to the right, just pause there. You can release the strap, open your arms out nice and wide so you come into this nice big twist. And again, remember your legs don't have to be like 90 degrees. It can be wherever your leg is in your hip. Okay, it might be 45 degrees. Wherever it is perfect. And if you'd like to add the quad stretch, right leg will bend. You'll catch it with your left hand. Your left hand will grab those right toes. Just breathe. Gonna take a nice big deep inhale in. Exhale, release your quad, release your foot, soften the left knee to make your way back onto your back. Oh, good. Release your strap. Good. Extend your legs out nice and long. Arms up over your head. Give yourself a nice big stretch. And then let's go and gather our knees into our chest. Giving yourself a nice hug here. Soles of the feet together, knees out nice and wide. Okay, your hands are going to come through to grab your feet or your ankles if you can. Okay, so we're just in like a reclined cobbler's pose. Okay, good. Little version, different version of happy baby pose. And again, you're welcome to stay here, or you can let your feet separate to come into happy baby pose. Okay, just again, notice like, how do your hips feel? How do your hamstrings feel? Low back. Okay, kind of check in, like you feel pretty warmed up. Feeling like you got some space. Are you feeling stuck anywhere? When you're ready, you can go and release your legs down. Okay, and then we're gonna end just how we started with that pillow, okay, under the hips, okay? So you can go ahead and lift your hips up. You'll slide that pillow underneath your hips. And again, you make any adjustments as you need to so that you feel nice and supported. And we'll extend the legs out. Again, that only if that feels good with your hips up a little bit higher here. Good. Arms can be out by your side. You can bring your hands onto your ribs or onto your abdominals. And just breathing here. And just take a moment to observe your body. What parts of your body are touching the mat or your prop? Which parts are lifted? Where is there space? Where is there grounding? And sometimes with these, gentler practices or yummy, stretchy time, I'm always surprised by how not doing, a sun A or a sun B. I'm always so surprised how much heat I've created in my body just by using my breath, holding poses a little bit longer. Kind of observe just like, maybe this isn't like a normal practice that you wanted something really energetic, but you were able to use your energy in a way that's really healing for your body by slowing down. And we still did a lot, right? We still did a lot in our practice, a lot of postures today. And just because we did most of our practice, on the ground, we're going to end again seated. Okay, so take your time. Okay, you'll start to bend your knees, plant your feet on the ground, move your pillow away, and roll over onto your side. Okay. And you can go and come on up to a seated position again on your block or pillow as well. Just roll your shoulders back just a few times. Again, there's no rush. Okay, take your time. I'm just going to do some head circles here, some half circles and full circles. Good. And when you're ready, you're going to place one hand directly in the center of your chest and the other hand on top of it. You're going to press your hands down, lift your chest up towards your hands. Take a nice big deep inhale in through your nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. Gently dropping your arms down by your sides, reaching your arms up over your head, stretching those fingertips up towards the sky, and then exhaling, hands together at your heart center. We'll do that 2 more times, circling the arms down and around, up over your head, hands at your heart center. Good, last one, you're reaching those arms down, up and out. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Good. Roll the shoulders back, lift your sternum up towards your thumbs. And so just begin to smile in honor of your practice, everyone. Namaste.